What's up, you guys? Casey Farlow here. I am a hormone dietitian that specializes in healthy hormone weight loss, and I'm so happy that you're on my channel, and I can't wait to share, every week I'm going to be sharing videos with tips and tricks on how to balance your hormones and how to find sustainable, healthy weight loss. So today we're going to talk about what are some sugar alternatives that I recommend. So here's the deal, you guys. When it comes to balancing your hormones, blood sugar control is probably one of the most important pieces of the puzzle and something I cover in my Healthy Hormone Weight Loss Group program in detail. But one of the ways to balance your blood sugar, and there's many ways, but one of the most important ways is to reduce refined sugar and refined carbohydrate. So in order for you to reduce refined sugar, sometimes it's easier, instead of just eliminating everything sweet all at once, finding some really good sugar alternatives that are also hormone healthy and also taste good, because that's really important, right? So I'm going to show you guys, because with marketing, it's like everything is promoted as healthy in terms of these sugar substitutes like Splenda, Sweet and Low, Equal. First of all, don't have any of those. They're terrible for your gut health and terrible for your hormones. Or even things like agave. We think of agave as this health food, but honestly, I think it's just as bad as refined sugar. So I'm going to show you guys, when you go to the grocery, what are some really good refined sugar alternatives that are going to keep your hormones healthy, keep your blood sugar better controlled, and also be good on the waistline, right? They're not going to impact your insulin, which can affect your metabolism. So we're going to go into detail. So let's get started. One of my favorite sugar alternatives that's on the market now is from Monkfruit. So Monkfruit actually has a compound that has been shown to have anti-inflammatory properties and actually can decrease your risk of certain cancers, which is insane. It also does not impact your blood sugar whatsoever, and it has no caloric density. So good on the waistline, not going to impact your blood sugar, and honestly has some really good health benefits. So I would say, when it comes to all of the sugar alternatives, that Monkfruit is one of my favorites. Another one is Stevia. So I find that stevia has honestly gotten kind of a bad rep, and I'm not really sure why, because the research shows us that it's really, really beneficial. There's research that shows it doesn't impact blood sugar. It can actually help decrease blood pressure. And the stevia leaf is full of antioxidants. So I can't really figure out where these ideas are coming from. On Instagram, somebody said, doesn't that impact estrogen? And I don't know where that research is coming from. I've never seen anything about that. Comment below if you do have research on stevia impacting estrogen. I can't find any evidence of that. And I think it's a great alternative to refined sugar. So we have monk fruit stevia. Also, we have sugar alcohols. So xylitol is one. There's erythritol. Swerve is a brand that's really popular. That's erythritol. But these are sugar alcohols. So essentially, what they do is they take the alcohol component of sugar, and it's really, really sweet, but it doesn't impact insulin. However, there's a con to the sugar alcohols, and I'm telling you right now, not to get too personal, but I cannot handle sugar alcohols. My husband will not let me have sugar alcohols, because they cause me some gut distress. So if you're like me and you notice that you have increased gas or increased bloating or increased gut issues when you have these sugar alcohols, a good way to know if it's a sugar alcohol is if it has OL on the end. So if it's an all, so xylitol, erythritol, anything with an all at the end is a sugar alcohol, and they can cause GI issues. On the flip side, they do have health benefit. They do not increase your insulin, but honestly, I feel like we need more research when it comes to the sugar alcohols. Most of it is rodent studies, not many human studies. But just from a mechanistic point of view, they seem like they're really good alternatives. So if you can tolerate it, especially in small amounts, it can be really good. I like to use like something like Swerve in like a brownie recipe or some kind of sweet recipe as an alternative to sugar because it has a very similar consistency to sugar, and you can really substitute it in any kind of baking recipe, which is really, really nice and convenient. So we have stevia, monk fruit, and sugar alcohols. And then there's a fourth one that I'm honestly not that familiar with, but it has great health benefits. And it's called Yacon syrup. And I might be completely butchering the name, but it actually has some anti-inflammatory effects and it doesn't impact your insulin. And there seems to be a lot of health benefit when it comes to this type of syrup. So again, it's spelled Yukon, and I think it's found at most grocery stores. Again, full disclosure, I've never tried it, but just based on the research, it has, a lot of great health benefits. So let me check real quick. The Yacon syrup, it has what's called fructooligosaccharides. And these actually have been shown to increase satiety, so increasing fullness, making you potentially eat less throughout the day, which is, I'm all about that. So the Yacon syrup is really, really beneficial. And then let's talk about what are some other sugar alternatives that might not be as great as the other ones I mentioned, but they're still really, really good alternatives. So things like honey and maple are going to increase your blood sugar a little bit, but they're full of micronutrients and have a lot of health benefit. So if you're having honey in your coffee, just making sure you have it with a protein and a fat. So having your coffee with breakfast is going to help stabilize your blood sugar as well. Coconut sugar is also one, but to me, coconut sugar is honestly the same as regular sugar. It does have a little bit more nutritional value, maybe a little bit less insulin response, but to me, I would go with the maple or the honey before I would go into the coconut sugar. And then let me talk about some that, are overly hyped. That sound all natural, but to me, I want you guys to stay as far away from them as possible. And one is what is it called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Oh my gosh, what is it? Agave nectar. You guys. So agave nectar is promoted as this health food, right? Like it's natural, it's like honey, it's got micronutrients, and honestly, it has the same kind of impact on your blood sugar as regular table sugar. So I would avoid it and maybe switch it out for honey or maple instead of the agave nectar. So again, I, hope this was helpful, and I urge you guys to try out some different sugar alternatives, whether you're making a sweet recipe or adding sugar to your coffee or just adding sweetness to a smoothie or what have you. My number one recommendation would probably be monk fruit or stevia or this Yacon. I know I'm butchering this. Yacon syrup. Again, it's spelled Yacon. I would recommend those three before maybe the sugar alcohols because they can cause some gut health issues. So if you're in the market for a sugar alternative and you really want to work to balance your blood sugar, those are my recommendations, but also making sure that you're balancing your protein, fat, and fiber with your meals, making sure you guys are working in vegetables with most of your meals to help stabilize your blood sugar. All right, you guys, please comment below and like and share this video if you found it informative. And please comment with your favorite sweetener or if you have any questions about other sweeteners that I might not have mentioned. Until next time, this is Casey Farlow. Oh, also, I wanted to mention that below I have a free healthy hormone weight loss snack guide that has incredible resources on how to balance that protein, fat, and fiber, and 50 really great snack ideas for you guys to balance your hormones. So make sure you click that link below and get that free snack guide sent to your inbox. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon.